Before the world wakes up, China is already at work. Screens glow in research labs, factories hum with quiet precision. Satellites whisper data back to Earth, and students revise equations that may define the next decade. This is not a scene from the future. It is happening now. To understand why China is leading the world today in science and technology, you must look beyond headlines and see the deeper structure beneath the success. That structure rests on 10 powerful reasons, each with layers beneath it, working together like gears in a vast machine. The first and most fundamental reason is China's long-term national vision. Unlike countries driven by short political cycles, China plans for decades ahead. The sub-reasons are clear. 5-year plans with measurable scientific goals. Continuity of policy regardless of leadership changes, and a belief that technological leadership equals national survival. Science is not treated as optional. It is treated as destiny. This long view allows projects like space stations, quantum networks, and chip independence to mature without panic or reversal. The second reason is massive and consistent investment in research and development. China spends enormous amounts on science, but the deeper strength lies in how the money is used. Sub-reasons include sustained funding rather than one-time grants, heavy support for fundamental research alongside applied science, and a growing tolerance for failure in high-risk projects. From AI to fusion energy, researchers are encouraged to think boldly, knowing that patience exists at the top. The third reason is an unparalleled talent pipeline. China produces more science and engineering graduates than any other nation, but quantity alone is not the full story. The sub-reasons include a rigorous education system emphasizing math and science from an early age, elite universities competing globally, and strong incentives for overseas Chinese scientists to return home. Brain drain has slowly transformed into brain circulation and increasingly brain gain. The fourth reason is the deep integration of education, industry, and government. In China, universities do not exist in isolation from factories or markets. Sub-reasons include close collaboration between researchers and manufacturers, government-backed commercialization of research, and rapid transfer of lab discoveries into real-world products. This is why China can move from idea to mass production faster than almost anyone else. The fifth reason is China's unmatched manufacturing ecosystem. Innovation thrives when ideas can be built quickly, and China excels here. Sub-reasons include complete supply chains within short distances, flexible factories capable of rapid iteration, and skilled labor that understands both theory and practice. Whether it is robotics, electric vehicles, or consumer electronics, China can prototype, test, fail, improve, and scale at breathtaking speed. The sixth reason is strategic dominance in data and digital infrastructure. In the modern age, data is power, and China generates it at scale. Sub-reasons include widespread digital adoption across society, smart cities collecting real-time information, and enormous user bases feeding AI systems. This allows Chinese companies and researchers to train algorithms on real-world conditions, giving them an edge in artificial intelligence, healthcare tech, and automation. The seventh reason is strong state support combined with aggressive private sector competition. This hybrid model is uniquely Chinese. Sub-reasons include government-backed funding and protection in early stages, fierce rivalry among tech firms that drives innovation, and alignment of private innovation with national goals. Companies compete intensely, but they also move in the same strategic direction, creating both speed and scale. The eighth reason is cultural respect for education, discipline, and effort. This factor is often underestimated but deeply influential. Sub-reasons include social admiration for scientists and engineers, family pressure that prioritizes academic achievement, and a cultural acceptance of long hours and delayed rewards. The idea of enduring hardship today for success tomorrow is deeply rooted and perfectly aligned with scientific progress. The ninth reason is China's ability to learn, adapt, and localize global knowledge. China did not isolate itself. It studied the world carefully. Sub-reasons include decades of sending students abroad, absorbing global best practices, and then redesigning them for domestic needs. Over time, imitation evolved into improvement, and improvement into original innovation. Today, Chinese research papers, patents, and breakthroughs increasingly set global benchmarks. The 10th and final reason is external pressure that fuels internal resilience. Trade wars, sanctions, and technological restrictions were meant to slow China down. Instead, they sharpened its focus. Sub-reasons include a renewed push for self-reliance in critical technologies, accelerated domestic alternatives to foreign systems, and a national consensus that dependence is vulnerability. Challenges became motivation, and motivation became momentum. When these 10 reasons combine, they create something rare, a self-reinforcing system. Vision drives investment. Investment builds talent. Talent feeds industry. Industry generates data. Data improves technology. Technology strengthens national confidence. Confidence fuels even bolder vision. This cycle repeats faster each year. As the day fully breaks over China, the world feels the impact. New discoveries emerge. Old leaders feel pressure. Students elsewhere begin competing with a system that never seems to sleep. Yet this story is not simply about China winning and others losing. It is a reminder of what happens when a nation treats science not as a luxury, but as its core identity. The most interesting ending is not written yet. China's rise is still unfolding, still experimenting, still risking failure. But one truth is already clear. China leads the world in science and technology today because it chose to build the future with intention, patience, and relentless effort. And in a world shaped by innovation, those who plan the longest and work the hardest rarely stand in the shadows for long.